I am making this video because of the recent incident surrounding NLMB and the highly volatile relationship between Boss Gang and Drench Gang / No Limit. Tensions have been brewing between these two sides for quite a while now, and last weekend it finally boiled over at the Summer Smash Festival, where a massive fight broke out between the two groups. In this video, I will go through all the details of exactly what went down and the history behind why it happened. I will also break down the internet reactions to the brawl and look at what the members who have spoken out are saying. The dynamic at the Summer Smash Festival last weekend was intense. Several different factions from Chicago were on the grounds to support their respective artists and network. Two of the absolute biggest names on the entire lineup were Chief Keef from A Block, who headlined the event, and Jdogg from NLMB. To support Chief Keef, the GBE and 4CG crews pulled up heavy. It was pretty much the standard circle you always see around him, including Mr. Perfect attendance and the rest of the main crew. Maneski was also in attendance supporting both Urban Keef, and he ultimately became one of the main figures in the drama that unfolded that night. On the No Limit side, a large group of No Limit members walked in with Jdogg. The group included some of their most high-profile faces, such as Pharaoh from Drench Gang, a member widely known for playing a major role in swinging the war in No Limit's favor against Pocket Town during the 2021 to 2022 escalation. Boss Gang was also present at the festival, particularly represented by Lil Bibby's brothers, G-Money and White Sean, both of whom kind of unexpectedly also ended up directly in the spotlight that evening. Boss Gang is basically a smaller crew within No Limit that Lil Bibby and his brothers put together, and Bibby used to claim it heavy back when he was still rapping. The group had people like Kilo, Project Pat, Jdogg, G-Squeak, G-Nusky, G-Moody, 30 Clips, and a few others. Honestly, nobody really talks about Boss Gang anymore. It hasn't been a real thing for years. It was more of a term Bibby started using around 2014 in his music, and now some people act like it's Boss Gang versus Drench Gang, but that's not really accurate. A more true picture of the whole thing is Jdogg, his closest circle, and Drench Gang, against the rest. While Chief Keef was performing on stage alongside Jdogg, chaos erupted backstage between G-Money and Maneski, both prominent figures under the broader No Limit umbrella. While the exact trigger for the altercation remains unclear, immense tension had been building for some time between Lil Bibby's immediate circle, Boss Gang, and other factions of No Limit, specifically Drench Gang, which Maneski also claims. Footage of the incident leaked across the internet yesterday. In the video, Maneski is seen with his shirt half ripped off as he takes a beating from G-Money. Also present in the scuffle is Lil Loss, a Drench Gang member who famously sided with Boss Gang following the death of Jdogg, a move that had already sparked significant internal division within NLMB's ranks. The footage captures Lil Loss yanking hard on Maneski's chain, looking as though he is about to rip it off completely. Loss then releases Maneski and sprints away, prompting a furious Maneski to charge after him like a madman. G-Money's brother, White Sean, a well-known former shooter from the set, was also right in the middle of the chaos. While backing up his brother, Sean appeared to simultaneously try to separate the two and de-escalate the situation. Because the video is so short, it doesn't show the initial spark. However, reports suggest that Maneski may have first gotten into it with someone else within G-Money's circle, which led to G-Money jumping in, landing several clean punches on Maneski before Lil Loss went for the chain and fled. As the snatch and run happened, the entire crowd surrounding the brawl moved rapidly toward the exit, with people trying to get a hold of Maneski to restrain him from chasing down Lil Loss. What happened next, going off the videos that leaked, is the whole crowd spilled off stage and into a backstage parking lot. It was packed with cops, security, and festival staff, basically a VIP area for the artists and their entourage. The drama didn't stop there. Maneski was still going crazy trying to find Lil Loss, but the guards and cops kept holding him back. This is exactly where the second video starts. A No Limit member actually filmed this part and posted it right to his Instagram story. In the clip, Maneski is trying to push past the police, points at someone, most likely Lil Loss, and yells, "He trying to snatch my chain." The second he says that, you can hear G-Money's deep voice in the background immediately clowning him, calling him the police for talking to the cops. For most of the video, Maneski is completely focused on looking for Loss. But right at the end, he turns around to face G-Money and says, "You trying to play a game?" G-Money snaps right back, "You are the police," and then the video cuts off right in the middle of them going back and forth. For anyone who doesn't know the background, Lil Loss is a member from Drench Gang who was allegedly on the KTS hit and several others. But ever since Jdogg from NLMB was murdered, Loss has been in a major conflict with other Drench Gang and No Limit members. He ended up taking the side of Boss Gang, the faction Jdogg was actually part of. There's also a deep history here. Lil Loss is the son of Big Loss, a heavily respected NLMB member who was killed by KTS back in 2012. By allegedly taking out KTS 9 years later in 2021, Loss ended up avenging his father.
He's trying to take my chain. You sound like the police. Look at this police ass.
Back up a little bit. Keep recording. Just step back.
Trying to play the game. Yeah, you.
Just moments after the video cut out, the situation escalated even further. From what we can piece together, G-Money got blindsided and knocked to the ground by Main from 4CG, who was there backing up Chief Keef. For some background, 4CG/Brickyard is an out west set that has been fiercely loyal to Chief Keef for over a decade. Main originally linked up with Keef through Fredo Santana, eventually cementing his status with Glow Gang. These dudes don't play about Keef, they even went at it with O-Block on his behalf when the Glow Gang vs. O-Block feud blew up back in 2015, with Main regularly trading shots with D-Roy on Twitter. Main caught G-Money slipping, sneaking up from behind and tagging him right in the face. The punch dropped G-Money, and immediately, other 4CG members swarmed in to jump him. Maneski also managed to push through the chaos and join the circle of dudes stomping on G-Money. Seeing his brother on the ground, White Sean jumped straight into the crowd to shield G-Money from the beating. As the beatdown cleared out, other figures like Dwop, who has feet in both the NLMB and Glow Gang camps, stepped in, trying to pull people apart and keep the situation from spiraling completely out of control. Cops and security eventually swooped in and dragged G-Money away. Even after taking a beating from multiple people, he appeared to still be conscious as they moved him out. For those who don't know, Maneski is a well-known member from NLMB. He came up under Jdogg, one of No Limit's leaders, who was a known shooter and was recently released after serving 13 years in federal prison for narcotics. Maneski gained a large following on Instagram from being a prominent No Limit member and through his close ties to Chief Keef. Recently, he has used his platform to get into managing artists. To be clear, he is not someone to take lightly. Maneski is one of No Limit's absolute top members and has been active since 2011 to 2012 and often slid with Mad Max, Mally, Crazy James, Wet M Up and others. He was allegedly involved in the murders of B.D. Ritchie from Lakeside, B.O. from MTG, and the killing of Shooter Shells from Black Mob in 2017. The FBI even listed him as a suspect in the Shooter Shells case. The shooters in that incident, alleged to be Maneski, Max, and Mally, shot Shells over 18 times in the head, even reloading their weapons during the attack to fire more rounds. Maneski is also known for beating up and robbing Rex from Lamron. Maneski holds a high rank within NLMB, which is also due to his family background. He is the nephew of White Folks, who was known as the last Don of No Limit. White Folks died in 2011 from complications after being shot by Lakeside in 2006. Given his history and his time spent in the streets with Mad Max, Maneski likely has ties to several other incidents from that period. In the aftermath, things have been relatively quiet on the streets, with most of the back and forth playing out through internet trolling. A few No Limit members, like Lil Cap, have posted disses targeting 4CG on their Instagram stories, but for the most part, it's been Pocket Town members relentlessly mocking the entire situation online. Aside from the official videos, several other rumors and details about the brawl have been circulating. Word is that 4CG managed to snatch AMF's chain and almost kidnapped him during the chaos. AMF is the videography team responsible for shooting music videos for rappers like Q50, who is managed by G Money and Lil Bibby. On a lighter note, one video that went viral from the night shows Big Op trying to get into the mix. He can be seen doing a bizarre, chicken-like dance while hovering around the edges of the fight, looking completely lost on who he was actually supposed to be swinging at. To understand why this fight happened and why there's so much tension between G Money, Lil Bibby, and other No Limit members, you have to look at both business and street politics. One big rumor is that Maneski used to work for G Money and Lil Bibby's record label, Grade 8 Productions, and allegedly stole money or did something shady to deceive them. But the friction goes much deeper than business, and it connects back to the loss of NLMB's old school leadership. NLMB is a massive gang based in an east side area called Terrortown. Back in the day, the set was held together by highly respected older leaders. This included G Slim, a legendary figure who was killed in 2017 while trying to shield a fellow member during an ambush. There was also White Folks, known as the Last Dawn, who passed away in 2011 from complications after being shot years earlier. Another major figure was Big Wet, whose death directly led to his son, Lil Wet, allegedly retaliating in a way that inspired the creation of the Drench Gang faction. Today, almost all of those original leaders are either dead or behind bars. With the older generation gone, Hell Rel, also known as Rugatti, has stepped up to run No Limit. Without the original structure holding everything down, internal factions have formed. This generational shift, combined with recent events like the murder of Jdogg, has caused the major division we are seeing today between Lil Bibby's circle, which is Boss Gang, and the younger, more active street factions like Drench Gang. NLMB, which stands for two things, Never Leave My Brothers and No Limit Muskegon Boys, is actually made up of two distinct sets, No Limit and the Muskegon Boys. MBG, which stands for Muskegon Block Gangsters, is also known as the Muskegon Boys. They are based on 78th and Muskegon Avenue right off Exchange. They originally came out of the low buildings, and the set itself was founded by Dosky and White Bread. Before the Muskegon Boys officially merged with No Limit, they were actually called NLMB, which stood for No Limit Money Mafia. Today, NLMB operates as a massive umbrella. Underneath that umbrella, there are several different subsets and smaller cliques that all claim NLMB but still do their own thing. For example, you have groups like Trench Gang and Shorty Mob. What I'm trying to say is that NLMB is an extremely large set with a lot of different factions, but at the end of the day, all of them still fall under the broader NLMB banner. What is also important to remember is that the members of NLMB, at least for the most part, are family. I won't go too deep into that in this video, but you could practically write a Bible-length family tree showing how almost every single member is connected to one another. Another key factor shaping what is happening within NLMB is how the members were actually raised. This entire generation, including Mally, Maneski, Lil Bibby, G Herbo, Cairo, and others, grew up split between two different camps, each led by a figure with a totally different philosophy, G Gill and G Bull. Members like G Herbo, Maneski, Mad Max, Merch Money, Cairo, and Mally all came up under G Gill. He controlled 79th Street and was known as a heavy hitter and shooter. The FBI even famously labeled him the General of No Limit. Gill is still alive today, currently serving a long sentence in federal prison for narcotics and multiple shootings. There is a clear lineage of violence in the group he mentored. Back in 2016, Mad Max posted a picture of G Gill on Instagram stating that Gill taught him everything and showed him the ropes. A No Limit affiliate even commented on that post, confirming, "He definitely had you under his wings," followed by a demon emoji. On the other side of things, G Bull controlled 78th Street and oversaw the development of members like G Nusky, Lil Bibby, and his brothers, White Sean and G Money. Even though everyone was part of the same gang and the two leaders were on good terms, there were clear differences in how they guided the younger generation. G Bull was laser focused on the money. You can see how that philosophy rubbed off on his apprentices. Lil Bibby and G Money went on to found the Grade A Productions record label, bringing up stars like Juice WRLD and the Kid Laroi, and both are millionaires now. White Sean, the third brother, also focuses on his family and his finances. It is a tale of two philosophies. While Jdogg built a legacy defined by street warfare and his role as a general, J-Bull's influence steered his camp toward business and financial success. When you look at the friction happening today, you can see how those different paths, and the loss of that original leadership, have created a complex dynamic within the group. When the split between No Limit and the rest of Terror Town occurred, the two leaders took very different paths that shaped the future of the group. Jdogg fully embraced the EBK and Die-5 mindset, making sure the younger members under his influence adopted that exact same mentality. In contrast, J-Bull held firm to traditional Black P. Stone principles. This made sense given his family ties. He was related to Eugene Hairston, who co-founded the Black P. Stone Nation alongside Jeff Fort. Even if his side was beefing with 100 other Stone sets, J-Bull made sure his shorties understood they were still Stone to the bone. This ideological divide became the foundation for two separate camps within No Limit. Jdogg served as the big homie for G-Herbo, Maneski, Jdogg, and their side of No Limit, while J-Bull mentored Lil Bibby, White Sean, G-Money, Nusky, and others from that camp. Even after J-Bull passed away and Jdogg was sent to federal prison early in the drill era, their differing philosophies on structure and leadership left a lasting impact. It essentially created two distinct crowds within No Limit that never fully reconciled. The term Boss Gang, which Jdogg was a part of, refers specifically to the No Limit members who came up under J-Bull's lineage. So when you look at the internal conflict blowing up within NLMB today, it isn't just random groups fighting. It's actually these two historical sides of No Limit that have been moving with entirely different mindsets for years. Jdogg from NLMB, who I mentioned earlier, was a key Boss Gang member who was incredibly close with Lil Bibby and G-Herbo. He appeared in several of their classic music videos, including Herbo's L's, where, eerily, he played a character who gets killed by Herbo, and the video For Reason. Recently, Herbo turned off the comments on both his newest videos and that old L's clip. Coming up with NLMB's most famous generation, Jdogg was the cousin of the Robinson brothers, Fazo, who was killed in 2010, Fab, and G Pharaoh. Jdogg had a reputation as an active shooter. In 2016, at just 17 years old, he allegedly killed Malo from MMG/M60 and wounded a 16-year-old in Black Mob territory. While locked up for the incident, he was seen mocking the survivor by mimicking a gun to his head, a gesture No Limit members used to troll the late KTS Vaughn. Jdogg took a plea for conspiracy to commit murder and aggravated battery, serving nearly a decade before his release in 2025. When he touched down, he still held massive respect. He started rapping, dropping tracks like Pain and Who Let the Dog Out with heavy financial and promotional backing from Bibby and G-Money. He also began hanging out heavily with Shorty Mob, which is why that faction has fiercely taken his side in the current beef. He was balancing life between the NLMB originals and his new circle, but shortly after appearing in Herbo's video, everything went left. Around September 20th, 2025, Jdogg unexpectedly posted an Instagram story calling out G Herbo, Maneski, Doo-Wop, and EBK Ricky. He reposted an interview where Herbo talked about loyalty, accusing Herbo's circle of leaving their brothers behind and rapping about work they didn't do. Jdogg declared he was Boss Gang, not NLMB, and warned Herbo that he would have problems if he ever returned to the block. Surprisingly, Herbo responded, something he never did when Cairo or Crazy James dissed him. Herbo claimed nobody had ever touched him and joked about deer flipping Jdogg at Mallay's house years ago, later posting, "If you wanna do some to me, don't warn me, just do it." Jdogg fired back with a video from 79th Street, criticizing Herbo for not investing in the neighborhood. Big Up stepped in to defend Herbo, claiming Herbo could go anywhere and that Jdogg never did anything for the block. He also went after Boss Gang, calling them a gang full of goofies who do nothing but sneak diss. He tagged the Dickinson brothers, White Sean, G-Money, and Lil Bibby, asking if they approved of Jdogg's behavior, before writing F Boss Gang. Just 9 days after the online back and forth, Jdogg was gunned down in an alley on the 2500 block of East 78th Street. He was shot 6 times in the back and pronounced dead at the hospital, while a 17-year-old with him survived a gunshot wound to the chest. In a shocking twist, Jdogg was allegedly killed by his own cousin, G-Fab.
This is a rock dad, y'all. Like, look at this bro. Rock dad right here. You see this shit? Like, damn, G Herbo. You won't come. This is your man's dad at. Like, no bullshit. Rock dad in front of the store. We can't even go in this bitch buy liquor and do nothing. Like, this is Say Life of Exes, bro. Like, we can't do shit on our block, bro. Like, I'm just taking y'all around the hood of what's going on and why I'm so, like, threw off when he say he doing all this. When he can just open stores and don't gotta give us shit. And we just come to the store ourselves and spend our money with you and you get them back in. Like, make it make sense. Turn though. Keep going. 7824. If y'all know what this is, 7824 X's. This where this shit like kinda like real started. We NLMB, like this the building. This shit still look fucked up on X's. It's terrible out here. Been in the crib. Like this shit fucked up. This way he shot. I be in them gang where he's at. In them gang.
Immediately after Jdogg's murder, the internet flooded with reactions pointing to a backdoor situation. EBK Lero posted that real dudes ain't feeling this, while Crazy James and White Bread warned followers to trust nobody. Muwop from Drench Gang and Jdogg's brother, Lil New, both posted Lil Durk's song Backdoor. Interestingly, some Drench Gang members sided with Jdogg. Veru even dropped Drench Gang from his social media handle, changing it to Veru078. No Limit Cairo, currently incarcerated, posted a photo of Jdogg with the caption, "I love you and I'm sorry I couldn't make it back in time." The situation was finally clarified by NLMB leader Hellrail, who posted, "My best friend killed my other best friend's nephew." My mind is all over the place right now. Notably, G Herbo and the others Jdogg had previously called out remained completely silent. Drench Gang's Trigger also spoke out, explaining that Jdogg ultimately died because he couldn't accept how much the streets had changed while he was locked up. Trigger recalled an hour-long argument where he tried to tell Jdogg that things weren't the same after 10 years, but Jdogg insisted his block would always be the same. Another member echoed this sentiment, posting that Jdogg just wanted to make the block great again, but his motives were fatally misunderstood. Looking back at the Jdogg incident, the endless sneak dissing, and all the petty drama leading up to it, this fight was bound to happen. And honestly, it's probably not the last one we'll see. NLMB is completely fractured right now, and it's showing plain as day. At the end of the day, the different factions on the block are just tired of each other and the fake love is officially over. We'll have to see how the rest of this plays out. But this is far from over. G-Money and Lil Bibby will likely do what they always do, distance themselves from the madness, stay out of the way, and keep focusing on the corporate money. But the reality is, if these two sides cross paths in the city again, the exact same thing is going to happen. As for Maneski, he used to be tight with that whole grade A camp, but that bridge is completely burned now. They've cut him off for good, and he'll likely just keep his distance and heavily lean into kicking it with Glow Gang from here on out. I just hope and pray that nobody gets killed over this. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay safe, and may God bless you all. Let me know what you want to see next.